Hey, what's up everybody? Joe Carteret with the Carteret Group. Hey, listen, I'm excited to bring you along with me today to a new place called the Cocktailery. Let's step inside. Well, I'm here, everyone, with Tamu, the owner, and Ashley, the lead of experiences here at the Cocktailery. And we're super excited to bring you on a tour today of this amazing place and allow these young ladies to show you what all they have to offer. Well, Tamu, thank you so much again for having us. I am so excited to experience your shop, see what you have to offer. Before we get started though, I'd love for you all to talk to us a little bit about how this came about, this idea, and a little bit about your background.
So I opened the Cocktailery in September of this year. However, it had a bit of a history before that. So I started doing cocktail classes around Charlotte in different places. So what happened out of that after doing this for, 5-6 years, I really started to really connect with my guest and my customer and wanted to offer them more of an experience. So that now we don't only just offer cocktail classes, we also offer a destination where you can just buy all things cocktail related.
Sounds like you have kind of nailed it. You provide an experience, and I love that you said that. You provide an experience for folks, that it's not just coming in and grabbing some bitters or grabbing a book, that it's truly about coming in, learning, enjoying, getting to have conversation or bring folks to have a drink with, right?
Right,
Okay.
Exactly. We want to be a resource.
I love that. So let's take a look at the bitters. Talk to me about this. You have a lot going on, and I'm pretty excited about this.
Yes, this is our pride and joy. This is our bitters tasting bar.
Okay.
So for every bitter that we sell over in the retail store, you can also taste it before you buy it. Okay.
Oh, that's nice. So you're not buying the whole bottle and you get home and you're like, this is awful.
This is
yeah.
awful. And then we
Okay.
can also talk about how to use it in your cocktails. A lot of times bitters are intimidating to people because they don't know how to use them, right? But once they start tasting it, learning a little bit about how to flavor a cocktail with it, it kind of opens up a whole new world.
So you actually know what you're doing versus just having it, right?
Right, and it
Okay.
doesn't have to be crazy. So for you, because you were tried and true, this right here are black walnut bitters by Fee. They have this nutty flavor. They're gonna add a more depth of flavor into your bourbon. But what I always like to say is dash with discretion because they are bitter. So this is our black walnut bitter. I want you to taste that one.
Okay, so when I'm tasting it, kind of like you were saying, it's very strong and it does have that tartness on the back end of it, but I can definitely tell that it's a walnut.
Yes.
And so that's important because it sounds like it'll open up once you get it in the drink, right?
That's gonna open up, and
Okay.
that's what you're gonna be left with in the drink, is
Yeah.
that walnut. So now let's try something a little bit lighter.
Okay.
This is my favorite. It's a peach bitter. So this is a bitter that's going to be made with a clear spirit.
Okay, so that one is not as tart. It's more of a sweetness on the front of the tongue, and it's
Fruity.
fruity, yeah.
It's
I mean, you
peach.
truly
Yeah.
can feel the fruit, taste the fruit in it.
Yeah, so you can change the composition of a cocktail without having to add more sugar,
Okay.
right? By using a bitter. Another one that people really like that we can't keep on the shelf is our El Guapo bitters.
Okay.
This is the Cuban bitter.
That one has a spice to it. I'm picking up spice.
Yes.
And that was a Cuban, is that what you called
That's
it?
Cuban.
Okay.
So El Guapo, they are actually made in New Orleans.
Okay.
So they're all about the spice.
Of these, I gotta tell you, my favorite, I loved the spice in that Cuban. So we've talked about the bitters, and now I know what I need to get in my drinks, but what am I gonna use to make my drink? I'd love to see what you offer in the retail store. How's that sound?
That sounds great. So
All
what
right.
we're gonna do is we're
Okay.
gonna have Ashley here is going to give you a little tour of the store.
Okay.
And she'll take you around to the different areas. You guys can maybe put together a whole cocktail.
Sounds good. I need to upgrade my bar.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So Ashley, I'm so excited to be able to check out the retail shop. I cannot get over the amount of offerings that you all have here. So why don't you walk us through and kind of tell us what you have going on?
Sure. Well, you've already saw our coffee table full of books.
Yeah.
We're so big on education. That's key for us. This is our gift area, or our cabinet with all of our gifty items. So we have some really cool things here, like soaps that are inspired by cocktails, our signature candles that are cocktail inspired.
So I love this because it really speaks to me from a gifting perspective. I can grab a couple things. Christmas time, I can throw it in a stocking. It's
Yeah,
very
stocking
easy,
stuffers.
but it's something that's necessary for people as they start to think about mixing and having folks over and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, definitely. Experience is everything, and we just want to help everyone be better hosts.
Yeah, I'd love to know what I need for my bar.
Yeah, I'd be
So
happy to
let's
help.
check it out.
Sure. All right, so this is our bar tools and accessories part of the shop, but we just really want to make sure that we're providing basically everything they need, all the essentials for your home bar, whether it's to add to what you already have or to build it from scratch. Our things are functionality and presentation, you know? So we just want to make sure that everything is functional, but we also want it to look good.
What are some good items for me to always have?
So our signature Cocktailery bar tools kit is definitely, it's a 7-piece kit and it has everything you need to build pretty much every cocktail there is. But when it comes to functionality, when it comes to just making shaken cocktails, straining them, stirring them, muddling, everything you need is in this kit. We love it, love it, love it. It's the one we use to teach our classes and very highly suggested. All right, Joe, so you need to build your cocktails and you need things to put in them. So we're at our ingredients wall.
Okay.
Okay, so we have all of our bitters here, but we also have really good syrups and cordials. We have some shrubs hanging around here.
Perfect. Well, I love all this. Again, just the offerings. I mean, there's no way you're going anywhere else around Charlotte that at least I'm aware of to find this kind of selection. By the time we leave here, we could leave and go get a bartending job. We could be a pro.
You go
at this
from
point.
a novice to like a semi-expert before you walk out the door.
I'm done.
Yeah?
I'm all about learning in the moment, and then immediately, of course, I'm an
Same.
expert.
Well, we
right?
have that for you.
Hey,
Okay.
why don't we go make a cocktail?
Let's do it.
I'm
excited.
thirsty.
All right.
Sounds good. Well, hey, look, I'm ready to get this cocktail workshop going, but before I do, I would love to introduce two individuals on my team. So we have Stephen Wentz. Stephen, how are you?
Hello, good, I'm great.
And Mary Boswell.
Hey, how are you?
Good. We're gonna be even better after we make these cocktails.
Fabulous.
All right, so our instructor, Timu, she's gonna take us through the process.
Yes, well, welcome to our cocktail studio. This is where we hold our hands-on cocktail classes, and we also do virtual classes here. And we're going to make a Negroni. So with that, let's get this party started.
Let's do it.
So the Negroni is pretty much it's a 3-ingredient cocktail, which means it's all about balance. What we're gonna do with this one is we're gonna split a Campari base with Aperol. So let's get started. So first things first is we are going to grab Campari. We're going to add half an ounce of Campari into our mixing glass. Now remember I said this is a 3-ingredient cocktail. It's all balanced. All the ingredients have the same amount. It's a 1-1-1 cocktail. You want to have 1 ounce of your Campari, you want to have 1 ounce of gin, you want to have 1 ounce of your sweet vermouth. But because we are adding in Aperol, but we still want to keep with the same ratio, we're only going to use half an ounce of the Campari. And now we're gonna go ahead and use half an ounce of our Aperol. Okay, so for our next ingredient in this cocktail, we are going to use a sweet vermouth. And then finally, we're going to add in our gin. And we're using a very dry, crisp gin. And then finally, what we're going to do is put a little twist on this one, is we're gonna take our bitters. I suggest you guys put in like 5 dashes in each of your cocktail. So we have all of our ingredients. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and add ice into our mixing glass. And we're gonna fill our mixing glass about halfway up with ice. What we wanna do is we wanna start working with urgency, okay? We don't want our ice to start melting. We do not want it to over dilute our cocktail more than we want it to be. So we're gonna stir. When we stir our cocktail, what we wanna do is we wanna stir it nice and smooth, okay? We just really wanna push our ice around. The purpose of the stirred cocktail is so you don't get a lot of ice chips, okay? Very nice, very nice. We finished stirring. Everybody should have a piece of block ice that we'll go ahead and put into our drinking glass. We'll take a julep strainer. We'll hold this in our mixing glass. We'll pour right over the top. And this is going to be our Cocktailery Negroni. Those look great, guys. Oh my God, I love it. That looks great.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, hey, we're going to go back and go ahead and enjoy these cocktails, but thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for having us. This has been an absolute amazing experience. How can folks reach you real quick?
You can find us online, www.thecocktailery.com. You could find us on Instagram at The Cocktailery. You can find us on Facebook.
Sounds good. And if you like this video, make sure that you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.